What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Wait, can I even say that anymore? Because technically I haven't put out a video in a really long time. Anyways, we're gonna be talking today about passive income, and a lot of people are confused about what passive income really is. And I think that unless you really wrap your head around this and know how to do it, you're gonna be stuck grinding until you're dead.
If you ain't beefing about the money, then what's the problem?
It's been so long since I shot a video that even the decals can't stay on the wall. Alright guys, anyways, the topic of this video is passive income, and in fact, I'm gonna share with you a case study during this video of a little micro site that I built years ago that makes me $200 a week or so, give or take, sometimes less, sometimes more. That's about $800 a month off of one little site that I built and I have not touched for years. I only touch it if I have to, but very, very, very rarely. That is what I would call passive income. Now, do not get me wrong. Passive income does not mean push a button and instantly you're making money and like you're passively doing nothing. Passive income does take some work to set up. This is what I consider passive income, okay? And there's a lot of people out there that I think are confused about what passive income really is. I define passive income as something that you set up. You set it up, you put in some work, and then you put systems and processes in place so that it can continue making money even when you're not there. This might be like automation, this might be employees, this could be just certain things, right? So that this is making money even when you're not there. I don't want to name names or anything, but I've seen videos out there. I'm pretty sure a lot of those people aren't even editing their own videos. So, I mean, hey, I would consider that somewhat passive. They put processes and systems into place so that stuff is making money for them even when they're not. Because think of it this way. If you're gonna just hustle, grind 24/7 and you're never gonna stop, you might as well just go back to your job. You might as well just keep working the 9 to 5. Anyways, I don't wanna feel like I'm rambling here. I think you guys get the point. Big misconception about passive income. I basically don't want you guys to get the wrong idea on what it is. No, you're not gonna sit around and like push a button and get rich. But you can be smart about this and you can put systems and processes in place to make things more passive so that you're not hustling over and grinding and slaving over it 24/7. With that being said, I wanted to put together a case study for you today. We're gonna hop on my computer and I'm gonna break it down under one condition: that you smash the heck out of that like button for me right now. And if you're not subscribed, I'd highly recommend you do that too, because I may do a follow-up on this video if you enjoy it. So today, like it says on the screen, you should be able to see it. We are going over a case study of passive income sites that make right around $200 to $250 per week. So that's about $1,000 a month, right around that mark. And rather than just kind of tell you how to do that, you know, I have videos like that where I tell you how to do something and teach you. I want to instead show you using real examples. So that's why we're going to go over a case study today. I'm going to share with you a couple of my sites here, and we're going to go into the numbers of what they're making and how I got to that point. And by the way, this is all like completely passive income that I'm going to share with you in this case study, and I'll kind of explain why as we get going. So let me jump into the site over here. So this is the site right here, and what this site is basically it's a site that I get paid on every time I send a phone call over to the roofer. So I created this site and I ranked it on the first page of Google for the search phrase city name roofing. Now I've got a lot of stuff blurred out here. In fact, in this entire video, I'm going to be blurring so much stuff out. So if you see like black stuff or like blurred stuff, it's because I'm blurring out like the phone numbers and the name of the site. Basically, I don't want to create any more competition for myself, if I'm being honest with you. So I'm just going to leave all that stuff blurred out. But what I will tell you, basically, like it's a site that has a generic name. It's using just city name roofing, and that's what it's ranked on the first page of Google for. So yeah, anyways, I decided to pick this example to start off with because I feel like everyone can kind of understand this niche, the roofing niche. You know, people have houses, they get roof leaks or they need a new roof. They're going to be willing to spend a lot of money to hire a roofer. I mean, I think back to, we got our roof replaced here a year or two ago maybe. We spent close to $20,000 to get it replaced. So it's by no means like a low ticket industry. This can be a high ticket industry. So yeah, here's basically what I did. What I did is I took this site, I created completely generic branding. So I didn't call it like Bob's Roofing or anything like that, because then when a customer comes in and they pick up the phone and they call the person I'm selling these leads to or these calls to, they'd be expecting Bob. Instead, I just named it City Name Roofing. But you could make it generic with anything. It could be like roofing services or affordable roofing services or premier roofing service. Like, it's not really a company name, then it's just generically branded. And then you take this site and you place it on the top of Google. Now, this is the cool part about this. I want to go over the exact numbers of this for you. And by the way, this site is using an older design. We don't really use this design anymore. The cool part about this site, it was set up years ago. I haven't touched it since because I've picked a really, really low competitive, easy niche, an area where there's really not any competition. But most of our newer sites now, like this one, for example, is using our newer theme for WordPress. So yeah, that's kind of what this is another site of ours. This is a heating and cooling site. Of course, I'm blurring stuff out because this again is a real site of mine, so I don't want the competition. But yeah, it's using an older one. But let's go over the numbers of this roofing site. So I'm in my call tracking account here, and I want to explain to you the way this works. So I pick up a tracking phone number, and my phone number is on the site, and this tracking phone number basically forwards over to the person I'm selling these roofing leads to, or these roofing phone calls to. So the roofer. So it did take a little while. I went through a couple different people on this particular site before I found a roofer that I wanted to work with long term. I was getting people who just couldn't handle the calls. They just couldn't handle the extra work. And yeah, so went through a couple of those and eventually settled on this particular contractor that we're working with now. And these are the stats for the week, basically. We're about, at the time of filming this video, we're about a week into the month. So these are the stats for that. And depending on when you're watching, obviously, it might be a different time of the month. But at the time of filming this video, it's about a week into the month. And I'm going to break down where we're at with things. So we got a total of 12 calls that came in through that site that's ranked on the first page of Google. So not bad. 2 of those calls were duplicates though. So we like to filter out duplicates just so that we know, like obviously if someone calls and then calls back, we don't want to charge them for that. We've got 6 of the calls that are answered calls, and then we've got 6 calls that are missed calls. So basically what this breaks down to, I would like to see this missed call less. With this particular roofer, he doesn't have a secretary. So, if he's out on the roof and he's like working on a roof, he might miss a call. He's not going to fall off a roof to answer the phone. But for the most part, he's pretty good. I would like to see that go down, but he's pretty good at answering it. And, for the most part, we're doing pretty good. So anyways, duplicate calls, if you minus that from this answered calls, that's about 4 calls that he picked up and answered. And we're billing him $200 for that. So basically that comes out to about $50 a call. And since we're about a week into the month, if you do the math on that, if you would times that by 4, since there's 4 weeks in a month, we're probably this month going to take home about $800 from this one site here, which is pretty good. Now keep in mind, with these numbers, this is a site that I have not touched for years. I set it up, I did the work, the SEO work for it, which wasn't very much because it was a very easy niche, low competition. And this site actively just makes us money every single month, which is pretty awesome. So this particular one is set up on pay per call. So what that means is that I get paid every time I send them a phone call. So let's go back to the site here. So I set up my own phone number on the site. It's up here, it's blurred out, but it's up there. And then I also have one up here. And again, most of our sites are set up using our newer theme that I showed you, like the heating company has. So the calls are a little bit higher, but like I haven't touched this site for a really long time. But anyways, that's my phone number. When they call it, I automatically have it forwarded. So customer comes, they need a new roof, they call my phone number. I don't have to pick up the phone. It just automatically circles back over to my roofing client. It forwards over to him. And with my call tracking account that you just saw, I'm able to track all those calls, see how long they stayed on the phone for, see exactly who called. Depending on the local laws, you could even record the phone call. So it's pretty cool. And then I can send him a report, every month automatically from the software to show him the calls that came through and basically how much he owes me. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it we do on some of our sites is called rank and rent. So that first way is called pay per call. And I love that model. That's what this particular site is using. But the rank and rent model is very similar. Same process of we find these low hanging fruit niches where we rank these little sites, little micro sites I like to call them. And then instead of charging on a per call basis, we still put the tracking phone number on there so that we can track all the calls that come in. But instead of charging per call, we just charge a flat rate every single month. So they're basically just renting the entire thing out for the month. So it's kind of like having your own like apartment building or like a house that you're renting out to a tenant. Only it's a digital property. It's a website or a phone number. And you're just renting that out. It might be for $1,000 a month and they get all the leads, whether it's 15 phone calls a month or 30 phone calls a month, they get them all. What I really like about this model is that it's easy. It's easy to get started. We use a WordPress template to set these sites up. It takes about 15 minutes to set the site up. We select niches that are easy, locations that are easy, and we use easy SEO to get us ranking because we're picking something super low-hanging fruit that there's not much competition. And then we set up a phone number on the site that is a tracking number that we're able to forward off to the person we're selling these calls to or renting out the phone number or site to. And it's an awesome business model, super passive income. I mean, think about it like this. If I'm making $800 on this one site, how many sites like that do you really need to start making a decent amount of money? That maybe for some people covers your car payment, maybe even your rent for some people. Remember in my first apartment, that would have covered my rent. So I kind of look at these sites like, okay, this site's paying for my car, this site's paying for my house, this site's paying for my insurances. It's pretty awesome. So anyways, I wanted to share this with you. If I get enough interest on this video and you guys really like it, I'll probably shoot another one on how to actually get clients, like how do you go from having a site like this that's generating calls to getting someone to buy the calls or rent the site out from you. All right, guys, so before we wrap up this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a link in the description of it, and if you're interested and you want to see more content on this subject, you want to learn like how I get clients for these microsites, drop below, hit that link in the description. It should be the first link. And by doing that, I can then go ahead and notify you. It'll be basically like a vote, like, hey, I'm interested. And if I get enough interest, I will then go and I will create more videos on this subject. All right, guys, so go check that out. Smash the like button if you enjoyed this video. And if you're not subscribed yet, please drop below, subscribe, tick the bell notification icon so they get notified of all my latest uploads. Anyways, guys, I am Paul James. We will see you in the next video. Peace out.